In this video, I am going to be giving you 2 investments that if you make in Africa, you will never need to work again. These 2 business ideas are so precious because I know what they could bring to you or to your future generations as a whole. So these are business ideas that are suitable for generational wealth. So you could either do the 2 of them or even one of them. If you leverage each of them very well, I am pretty sure that you are going to be building a sustainable business empire for yourself and your future generations. And I will urge you to please listen attentively to what I am going to be telling you and all the steps, especially the second business idea. I would love you to really focus and get the steps chronologically. For if you follow them and to exactly as I say, you are going to be the next millionaire in Africa and you could possibly become a millionaire in dollars. And I mean what I say when I talk of becoming a millionaire in dollars. That said, if you're new to the channel, my name is Elvinjik and my mission is to ensure that you attain your financial independence as soon as possible. You are watching Africa Today and we are starting right now. So the first business idea I am going to be talking here about is a business in which you are going to be like a real estate curator. This is a business system in which you set up a business investment or a real estate investment and open it up for investors. You are the pioneer or the pivot of that business, but you are opening it up to other investors, either because you can't do that alone, your funds are insufficient, or simply because you are in love with partnership and you would love to offer others the opportunity to partake in this great business idea of yours. So what are we really talking here about? This business consists of you coming up with a clear project on, let's say, a hotel, a school, a restaurant, a guest house, or even an event center, just to name a few. Now, you've gotten the idea and you've gotten funds, maybe to fund part of that business. So what are you going to be doing? You are going to be opening it up for investors. And there are many ways for you to get investors that I am not going to be talking about in this video because I don't want it to be too long. So I am going to drop the link to this video here in the comment section where I covered basically everything you need to know about getting investors. Now, let's say you've sorted out your investors already and you all are ready to embark on the project. What are you going to be doing? The first thing you are obviously going to be doing with them is agreeing on the terms of the business, and next you are going to be getting an attorney, if possibly an international one. And next, upon signing, he is going to be the one mediating everything and making sure everything happens legally. And once the agreement deed is signed or the partnership deed is signed, you guys are ready to embark on your business. And hey, do well to make sure you register your partnership. Let it be a legal entity. Get it legalized in order to ensure everyone's safety, including yours. And hey, bear in mind that you could get investors from every part of the world. And don't you worry about the signing of the documents. If all your investors are not in one place or you all can meet, please don't let that worry. For if you didn't know, nowadays people sign documents online. This procedure is often referred to as electronic signature. So there are lots of apps that you could use for these. Apps like HelloSign, EasySign, DocuSign, and Digital Signature. For a business like this one, DocuSign could be the best because you guys are going to be signing lots of papers. You could also go for apps like Dropbox Sign for apps where you would need a cloud storage for more security in case of any loss. So do your homework, as I always say, do your research, do your due diligence in order for you to know exactly which one suits your context. And once all the paperwork is done, you guys can then embark on your project and start making profit monthly or yearly, depending on how you guys are going to be agreeing upon. Now, let's take a practical example. Let's say you all agreed to go in for, let's say, a 2-story building guest house that needs to be furnished and open for clients in the next 3 years, for instance. So let's say the building will comprise of 2 floors, that is 3 apartments per floor. So the 2 stories plus the basement is going to be giving you a total of 9 apartments. So let's say your overall building is going to be giving you a 9 apartment building, and you could maybe afford 3 of the apartments. You could therefore look for 6 investors to each come and finance 1 of the apartments. And if we are talking of a building here, it obviously starts with the buying of land. You all are going to be needing land for such a business. So you're going to be partitioning the financing of the whole project into different percentages that will fit each person's investment. And once the project is done, you all are going to be having your dividends at the end of every month. Let's take another example here. Let's say you are going in for an event hall, which for me is one of the best investments in this investment system. I love an event hall project because it is actually one of the most lucrative real estate structures you could ever invest your money in. This is because in Africa, lots of people throw parties every day, and a lot of people don't throw parties in their houses anymore. So therefore, they need event halls for that. And you could actually get clients every day if your event hall is well located. And for weekends, it is a guarantee that you must get clients for your weekends because marriages are mostly celebrated during weekends. And aside from marriages, we have celebrations that pop up within the week, things like birthday parties, retirement parties, farewell parties, baptisms, promotions, and you name it. So there are a lot of events that people throw basically every day. And like I said, if your event hall is actually placed by the roadside, for instance, and a busy one at that, you are going to be having lots of customers. All you need to do is make sure that the event hall is up to standards, that is as modern as possible with all the modern facilities and features. If you invest in such an event hall, there's no way you and your partners are not going to be making money. The reason why I love event hall investments is the fact that they are so profitable and you are very sure of high return on investment. We all know how much event hall cost. An average event hall in Africa will literally cost a minimum of $500 to $2,000 and at times even more. So imagine having your sure 3 customers per weekend and not counting the weekly events you are probably going to be having. And let me give you a secret to maximize profit in this business. You can either create your own team of event planners, catering services, and you name it, or you can make good contacts and make sure you get those services to be delivered to your potential customers. Because most people, when they have an event, they would rather get all the services done in one place. Because like I always say, when you are involving yourself in business, always think of what would trigger your customers' emotions, because people often buy from emotions. So customers who are generally about to throw a party would rather see it as an advantage to get their caterer and event planner or decorator or whatever you call from the same place. This is because they think that they are going to be having a cheaper rate when it comes to the pricing of the event hall or any of those services. So the fact that they know that hiring your event hall and hiring your services as well is going to be giving them a possible discount, they will most likely get everything from you. And don't get me wrong, please. I am not saying that you should give them the idea that you're going to be doing so and not do it. No. I am simply giving you the perspective of a client. So you as a business owner, you know what's best for you. You know what suits your business best. You know how much you've invested in your business with your partners, and you know what your expectations or projections are. So you are best placed to know if you're going to be giving discounts or you're going to be firm on your rates. So this is an investment system that is not quite popular in Africa, but it's already gaining grounds in other parts of the world, especially in places like Dubai. Yeah, a lot of businessmen have such investments in Dubai, but you wouldn't know about it because lots of people don't like to share. I don't know why this is so, but lots of people don't like to give out such information. Do you know that most of those people who've gotten real money actually own flats in Dubai, actually own apartments in Dubai, actually own hotel rooms in Dubai? Do you know that? This is basically how it functions. There are real estate companies in Dubai that open their arms to investors across the world. But the thing is, this information mostly moves from mouth to ear and from mouth to ear. You aren't going to be easily seeing such information on a billboard, on an advertisement pole, or on a newspaper. No. Such information are basically kept for a certain category of people. But if you are interested in such investments, there are ways for you to know. So like I said, target those real estate companies you know and go closer to them for inquiries. Now, goal getters, I believe I've edified you enough on this topic. We are now going to be moving to the next business idea. Remember, I told you this one was actually the icing of the cake. So if you are ready, let's get straight to it. Now, do you know we, the African content creators, are basically short of footages? When I talk of footages, I talk of images, that is photos and videos. And yes, I am talking of videos or photos in which the African continent is represented. We have difficulty laying our hands on African cities, African business places, and African people doing daily things. Basically, photography in general is not well exploited in Africa. In fact, we haven't started yet. That's why at times you will notice on B-rolls of many African content creators, images that don't really depict Africa. At times we are saying something, but we have difficulty representing visually what we are saying. This is because there's that lack, different aspects of African life. So this is actually one of those treasure projects that I have. And you know, my goal getters, that I love you so much that I always share everything with you. And looking at the huge market that this sector represents, I would be unnecessarily selfish not to share this business idea with you. So listen carefully to all the steps I am going to be giving you if you are interested in this business. So what's the business all about? You might have guessed that I am talking of starting an African stock footage business. So I am basically talking here of creating a website where you are going to be uploading African photography, African photos and videos, and selling to the general public or to whoever needs them. And your main target audience is going to be we, the content creators. You might not understand the ready market this business stands to tap from, but talking to you right now is a content creator who is actually in need of such images, and also a content creator who has been exchanging with other content creators all the time and who've come to the conclusion that a lot, if not all, African content creators are craving for such images. So if you are a smart entrepreneur out there and a goal getter, as I expect you to be on this channel, this is a business opportunity to seize. This is actually gold that I am giving you. And I know by now some of you could be rolling your eyes. Yes, Elvin, we love the business, but please, how do we go about it? It could be expensive. We don't have such funds to start up such a business. Hey, goal getters, stop it right there. Do you know that the most amazing part of this business is the fact that it is actually budget friendly? Yes, you don't need a lot of capital to start this business. Do you know that you could actually start with your phone? All you need is a smartphone with a good camera and you are good to go. Yes, if you've got an iPhone, ideal. If you've got a Samsung, better. So you can basically start with your phone. All you need to do is attach to it a stabilizer, okay? Get a stabilizer that is going to be helping you to stabilize your images. And the good thing with this business is that no matter your country or your location, you could embark on this business because this business doesn't choose a location. Yes, when we talk of images, photography for stock footage, we basically need all sorts of images. We need images of forests, waterfalls, people in a restaurant eating, people sleeping in their beds, in a hotel room, children playing, mothers cooking in the kitchen, a family relaxing in a living room and watching TV, a family having some good time in a park or traveling together. Basically, life situations. We need all those footages so you could leverage this business wherever you are. If you are in a village or a rural area, that doesn't stop you from embarking on this business. Like I said, all you need from a start is a phone. You know the photography potential of Africa. We've got beautiful waterfalls in Africa, beautiful landscapes, beautiful real estate properties, and you name it. it. Interesting fun games or fun activities and social dances, that is beautiful, entertaining traditional dances. We've got a lot of things that you could actually spend your time filming and selling online. Then once you start getting money from your business, you could then upgrade to a professional camera. With $1,000, you could get a pretty good camera to start off with. And with time, once you start getting much more money, with $1,000 as well, you could have a drone. And you know what a drone is going to be doing to your business. With drone, you could fly it around and get more cinematic images, fly over buildings, over landscapes, and get more aesthetically pleasing and intriguing images. So now, let me walk you through exactly what you are going to be doing in this business. Now, basically what you need to do is locate those places that you know you could get beautiful, aesthetically pleasing visuals. Yes, locate those places, get friends or people to help you locate those places, and you often go there and get images. There are some places that you couldn't film without authorization. Try and get an authorization. You could go to the Ministry of Culture or Arts and Craft of your country and get a permit there to film wherever you want to. Once you've got that, you've got no place where you can't go and film. You could also make good use of wherever you find yourself, all right? Are you on a plane flying from one location to another? You could leverage basically every place you find yourself in. Are you in a market buying? Are you in a restaurant eating food? Are you in a family gathering having some good time with your family? You could leverage basically every place you find yourself in. Now, let's say you've sorted out all those things. Where are you going to be selling your stock footage? That's the next thing you need to know. I am going to be giving you 4 options that you are going to be choosing from. And please listen attentively and don't skip any stage. And also make sure to listen to the end. Now, the first option, you've got the direct stock. With the direct stock option, you can create a simple website using facilities like Shopify. The direct stock permits you to have license over your images. That is, the images are yours and no one can get those images without paying you your dues. So with the direct stock, you have an exclusive right to your images. Now, the second option you have is the micro stock. In the micro stock system, you are selling your images to companies or individuals that will in turn sell them to others. And with the micro stock system, your images are pretty cheap. This is because there's a company in between you and the consumers. So the company is basically the middleman who has to sell it back to a consumer. So the company can't buy it if it is expensive. And that's the advantage that the direct stock system has over the micro stock system, because with the direct stock system, your images are quite expensive. But the thing is, you might not maybe get enough customers as with the micro stock system. With the micro stock system, the companies are going to be buying from you more and more, but then they are not going to be paying you well as the direct stock would pay. But then with the micro system, you still make a lot of money because the companies buy in bulk. They buy lots and lots of images from you. So just the fact that they keep buying and buying, it assures you a certain amount of money compared to the direct stock, where you would have to have direct consumers or companies who come to buy from you, but at very expensive rates. So the direct stock is good for someone who is so sure, so confident of their quality of images, or who is so sure that their images are so rare and difficult to find. Let me take an example. For you who is maybe filming places just around your country, let's say you are from Namibia. Yes, you are filming images, taking photographies just around Namibia. Let's say maybe there's a waterfall in Namibia, or is there a safari, you get images from there. All right, so your images are limited. But for someone who's got the money and who travels around Africa and gets images from Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Congo, Uganda, South Africa, and you name it, that person obviously has an advantage over you, right? Because they have images that you don't have. So if you are such a person, for example, you are a traveler, that you invest such money in your photography, there's no way you're going to be making your images cheap, right? You are going to be selling them very, very expensive because you know how much you've put into having those pictures. So for such a person, the best option is the direct stock system, because with the quality and the scarcity of your image, you are still sure of having customers for your images, and those customers will be ready to pay what it takes to have those images, all right? Africa Today is sure one of those customers because there's no length we wouldn't go to secure the images we need for our videos. And there are lots and lots of other content creators in Africa right now who really want such images. So rest assured, if you know what you've invested in your business, feel free to go for the direct stock, for you are still going to be having clients. Now, let's take a situation wherein you aren't satisfied with the direct stock system and you aren't convinced by the micro stock system. This is what I have for you. Here comes a good compromise for you. You can go to websites that buy stock images. On there, you are going to be selling your images directly to the consumers. Though there, the images aren't really expensive, but then there are lots of customers for you there. So you are going to be taking your images to such websites, and I am going to be giving you a number of them. You could do your research as well to add up to your database. And your customers there could be individuals as well as companies. The only difference is that unlike the direct stock or micro stock where you have an intermediary, there you sell directly using those platforms. And we are talking here about websites like 5pixel, Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, Deposit Photo, and Alamy. Such websites are websites you could leverage and sell your images, like I said, directly to individuals or companies. Let's now go to the third option. This option is the less attractive one, but the thing is it actually pays as well because those who are going to be using your images will feel some sort of gratitude towards you. So we are talking here of websites where you could put your images for free. So this option consists of selling your images on free stock sites. And here we are talking of sites like Pixel and Pixabay. So basically you are uploading your images for free, and once one uploads your image and really loves it, they would probably donate something. Note that the donation is optional. They aren't obliged to donate, but most times most people will donate, especially if those images are actually good. You could be receiving things like $1, $2, $3, $5, $10, and even more on an image, depending on how satisfied or how well-to-do your consumer is. Now, if you aren't still satisfied with the other options, there is a fourth option for you. This option consists of you selling your images to an app. Apps often buy images for one or two reasons. So you could target apps and deal directly with them. And the good thing with the apps is that they are going to be paying pretty well because they are going to be making money from your images for a long period of time, if not for eternity. So you better step up your bargain game when it comes to dealing with apps. I can assure you that this is a business idea that if you take seriously and invest in it, you are going to be making millions in Africa. And as a content creator, I know what I'm talking about. Now, I hope I have edified you enough on this business option. And as an African living in Africa, no matter where you find yourself, be it in an urban area or a rural area, this business is very suitable for you if you could have a phone and an internet connection. That said, hope you've liked this video already, and also you know what to do. Share it with your loved ones. And please don't hesitate to let me know what you think in the comment section, or if you have a video proposal that you would want us to cover, please do let us know in the comment section, and we will be right here to service you. Thanks for watching this video as I beg to take my leave.